fate will be decided tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully they need, I don't know. I feel like they should have to need, they should have to need proof.
Gypsy Rose Blanchard has been working overtime to take herself back to prison, and that is literally what happened. When internet fame got into her head, she almost assumed she was a free citizen and has been breaking all of her parole rules. Well, not anymore, because she has just been reminded that she is still on the leash and has to pay for her recklessness. This is such a messy situation, and we have got to talk about it.
It looks like Gypsy Rose Blanchard is headed back to jail. It is being reported that Gypsy Rose Blanchard violated her parole and is going to be put back in prison.
Gypsy Rose hasn't caught a break, not once since she was released from prison. In just a little over 6 months of tasting freedom after years of lockup, it literally feels like Gypsy is fast-forwarding her life to make up for the lost time. It's been scandal after scandal, controversial interviews, family drama, a marriage that lasted 2 seconds, getting cosmetic procedures done, a baby on the way, an ex-husband who sings like a canary, a messy divorce, a reality show which is more chaotic than anything she's ever done. Guys, it's a lot. But guess what? None of that is jaw-dropping as the latest bombshell, because Gypsy might have just swayed her hips back into prison because she refused to follow simple parole rules. Looks like nobody told Gypsy that the law doesn't care that you are a public figure or an up-and-coming influencer. But before we get to the heart of the matter, let's quickly talk about how Gypsy got there in the first place, because people have really been using her and no one wants to talk about it. Upon her release, people got fascinated with her story, and opportunists seized the moment to be associated with her. Not because they liked her or empathized, but simply because mentioning Gypsy's name would generate views. What Gypsy might not know is that there are a lot of people who have been taking advantage of her while at the same time trying to take her down. The obsession is crazy, guys. It is literally a cult at this point. Some creators are on Gypsy's case hour on the hour, currently talking about her pregnancy and going so overboard to even guess who the father of the child is. It is just insane. But that is not to say that she doesn't have genuine fans. No, some people genuinely like her. For that reason, Gypsy has been blinded by false friendships, and it's not like she was able to recognize her true friends. This was someone straight out of prison. However, guys, that ignorance has cost her the freedom that she has been taking for granted. For those who have kept up with her since her release from prison, you already know that her freedom depends heavily of her strictly sticking to the rules of her parole. She was given a list of rules she had to follow, including some unreasonable restrictions like not getting a job until she had fully adjusted to life outside prison. Another crucial rule was not to contact with anyone who is still an inmate. But guess who has been in constant communication with someone who's locked up? Yep, Gypsy. Surprise, surprise, she's been talking to someone, and I say someone loosely, probably a friend called Millie who is still behind bars. And how do we know this, you ask? Well, their chats were leaked. Yes, leaked, getting her into some serious hot water. It's almost like they were waiting for her to slip up, and boy did she give them ammunition. Let Millie know I can't take prison calls anymore. I got citation by my PO for it. It's a warning. Next time they send me back. So she knew the consequences of her actions and has even received warning shots, but well, it's Gypsy Rose. Same old, same old. Word has it that Gypsy would contact ex-inmate friends using her boyfriend Ken's phone. Wait, does that mean that Ken is the one who leaked these messages? Remember when I said Gypsy Rose is at an extremely difficult spot because she literally cannot tell who her true friends are, and now that everyone in her circle are just proving they are using her? Besides these incriminating messages supposedly leaking from Ken's phone, someone else that is super close to her really did her dirty. Gypsy's friend Bree, who is also a TikToker and creator, was on TikTok Live and happened to be on the phone with Gypsy. Here's where it gets both interesting and fishy. Gypsy and Bree were discussing her parole, the violations she has committed, and pretty much how she has been in trouble with her parole officer. Would you believe that Gypsy wasn't aware Bree was on a YouTube Live? She made Gypsy say a lot of stuff she shouldn't have had she known that all this was being recorded. To make matters worse, during the entire conversation, Bree was basically kind of coaching Gypsy on how to lie to her probation officer about the messages.
Fate will be decided tomorrow, I guess.
Yeah. Well, hopefully that's not the case. Hopefully, like I said, hopefully they need, I don't know. I feel like they should have to need, they should have to need proof. Like, they can't just use a text. I feel like not even text message. They should have been, like, I don't know. Somebody could have got hold of your phone. Like, I don't know, something. Like, because people can use, there's like all kind of crazy phone apps and everything, girl.
That's Bree literally telling Gypsy to deny sending those messages and say either her phone was hacked or that those messages were doctored and that they didn't come from her, or better yet, that Gypsy should tell her probation officer that they were from a fake account or one of those fake phone apps. Gypsy then says, oh well, I guess my fate will be determined tomorrow. And then this happens.
Okay, thank God I just started this YouTube vlog because I'm like on the phone with you. I'm like, just lie.
That's Bree telling Gypsy that she accidentally forgot to end the live, meaning this whole conversation was out there. Yeah, sure. I'd rather believe that pigs can now fly. Guys, at some point Bree even covered her camera as they were talking, but then after setting Gypsy up, she suddenly is shocked that she never ended the live. People actually saw through Bree's heartlessness, and her response only went on to confirm that she knew what she was doing all along. She said Gypsy isn't mad at her and that her PO doesn't care. Do you see where this is going? It is already bad enough that Bree set up Gypsy during the YouTube live, but then she takes it a notch higher by implicating her parole officer. Imagine what would happen if it's found out that Gypsy's parole officer has been covering for her in case it's true. Honestly, with friends like these, who needs enemies? This was no simple mistake, guys. Bree literally goes on live almost daily. She knows how it works. You'd have a better chance convincing me that the sky is green than making me believe that she didn't know that she hadn't ended the live properly, but only switched off the camera. Let's call it as it is. Bree has proven to be one of the many people around Gypsy who are just using her for the tea, even if it means disclosing information that can get Gypsy locked up. That's not her concern, but that's not even the most disturbing part. Unfortunately, Gypsy also loves the drama and attention she gets when such things happen. Looks like she's serious about that influencer career path she was talking about, because influencers thrive on attention. It's just that no one's advising her on where to draw the line, because once her case is reviewed, she could potentially serve time, guys. A very long time now that this parole violation wasn't an accident, and neither was it a one-time thing. Gypsy has given her friends permission to leak a lot of her personal information, from her pregnancy test to her medical information, and now personal messages that could potentially have her lose the freedom she so much has longed for. And to think that all these just draw negative attention to Gypsy. Like, girl, what is the point? It totally makes sense why her parole officer had even advised her to get off of social media. But I guess after tasting overnight fame, she'd rather go back to prison than go low profile. Gypsy seriously needs to reevaluate her life and stop associating with everyone and anyone who constantly keeps them on the line of fire. Gypsy's close circle is so toxic that people are even beginning to appreciate her ex-husband Ryan. There's literally so much Ryan could do or say right now that could have Gypsy back to jail, but he hasn't. Well, he also has a mouth on him and can talk, but Ryan has been careful not to get Gypsy in trouble in the way that the others like Bree are. Maybe he genuinely loved and cared for Gypsy despite her doing him dirty. Ryan would never throw her under the bus like that, and now that I think about it, her personal life was much more private when she lived with Ryan than now, but I guess Gypsy hates peace. Not to mention that people are so done with her right now. It's always drama after drama after drama with Gypsy, and she must have realized that the overwhelming public sympathy that she got when she got locked up through her release is wearing off. So now she literally has clung on to anything as long as it can keep her relevant. I hope she gets sent back. If they let her get away with this, she will feel entitled to do whatever she wants. Any other parole would be sent back, and so would she. My opinion, the PO is getting a kickback somehow. Name another criminal who can get away with the nonsense she is getting away with. She needs to go back to prison and learn actions have consequences. Apparently 8 years wasn't a long enough time. IMO, she should have gotten life. What she did to her mom was horrific. Her parole officer needs this video. Someone needs to send it to the PO. Anyways, loves, that's the latest update on the ever so controversial life of Gypsy Rose. What do y'all think about this? Are Gypsy's friends setting her up, or is she willingly participating in digging this whole thing deeper and deeper? I'd love to hear your opinions on this. Thanks guys for watching, and don't forget to turn on those notification buttons to get the latest tea on these celebrities and influencers.